All right, guys, what's up? It's my Muscle Connection episode. I think we're on 34, 35. 35, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just me and Akira today. And Div's not here. I think this would be a good time to talk about, for some of you guys have noticed, we've started a new YouTube channel and an IG page called NLP Warrior. And I think it'd be a good time to talk about what that is and how that can benefit some of the people out there listening. So, Akira, you kind of came up with the idea, so go ahead and get it started off and describe your idea behind it.
Sure. So this was an inception probably a year and a half ago. I thought of something, and at that time, I didn't really have a platform or a message, essentially. I just came up with the name NLP Warrior, and I thought, okay, it would be a cool name for a collaborative company that I could start with potentially two other people, because I thought, since I'm getting more and more into the finer points of NLP and what it has to offer in terms of its healing benefits and its healing attributes, I thought it could also help people in other areas of life. And eventually it came to be that I got into fitness and health and nutrition, ran into you guys, and that's how we started with Mind. Well, I came on a bit after you guys started Mind Muscle Connection. But essentially, what I discovered through that journey, through that process, was that Dibs and Jed, you were the two ideal candidates to join in the venture that I had in mind, because you all come from different backgrounds. You come from exactly the backgrounds that I wanted to feature in this brand. And so we ended up brainstorming the idea, and we came up with a full-blown platform to help bodybuilders. And that's how NLP Warrior started. So it's essentially a gateway for bodybuilders that want to improve their mental frame, mental toughness. Because see, it's not all about the physicality. There's a lot of mental toughness that goes into it. There's a lot of mental performance that you need to master in order to get up on that stage and present yourself so that the judges know that you're the exception to the rule. Essentially, that's what we want to do, is we want to make every single one of our clients the exception to the rule. Do whatever everybody else isn't doing, right? And so this is how the idea came to be. And this is how we formed the platform, we formed the website, we formed the YouTube channel, the IG page, and now we're full-blown heading towards the launch, which is going to be coming up. We won't mention the date right now because we want to make that a surprise. Essentially, we're heading up to a very, very massive launch very soon. And there's going to be a webinar that we're going to do. So Jed, you can expand on that a little bit and tell the viewers what that webinar may potentially be. Well, we're not going to give away everything.
No, what you're saying about there's a mental aspect, even if you're not getting on stage, just getting on, trying to transform your body alone. It's a lot of mental.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Because if that were true, I could write anybody a plan and it would change like that. But that's not the case. A lot of it is a lot of mental coaching and lifestyle coaching. And because of all of us being where we used to be, we usually know what to tell them that's either going to trigger them or going to wake them up and be like, man, I never thought about it like that. I've got story after story. And if you guys listen to any of the content I put out on my separate stuff, you'll hear me say things. I have a few that I repeatedly say. And you know it'll trigger you, and it triggers you because the way I say it, I've been there. And and even then, sometimes it helps people, sometimes it doesn't. And it's like, man, you got to dig deeper. Okay, why? Is there some kind of a mental grasp? I mean, it's things just as man, I mean, I'll get brutal sometimes. Like I've had people with alcohol, deaths in the family, girlfriends, guys that will drop everything as soon as a girl looks at them. It's like, dude, first off, you just submitted so quick, she's not going to be around very long. Yeah. And honestly, by the time you guys do break up and you're back to being just this fat piece of shit looking in the mirror, wishing you get somebody else and you can't because you just gave up everything for this one girl you didn't even really know. It lasted like 3 months, then you broke up and now you're fat again. Imagine if you had told her to go fuck off and you kept doing what you were supposed to be doing. You would look better, feel better, probably be with somebody better that kind of fits together better with your lifestyle because you met her while doing your thing instead of cutting everything off to go fuck this person. That's one of the number one things that fucking trigger me the most. So that's just an example of some of the stuff that people do. And, for like when they first start, it's follow this diet and workout program. And now you're dealing with all this relationship shit that probably shouldn't even be coming into the equation. So there's a lot of lifestyle, a lot of mental things that come into it. And we try to, we're building a platform to where we can attack that from every single angle possible. Exactly. Like you have guys that, are at the top level. You have somebody who has trained every type of person from athlete to people with missing limbs to all kinds of stuff successfully. Mm-hmm. And then we have somebody who's got the lifestyle coaching and the NLP aspect. But when you guys get in the group, you're going to understand we all have experience in every aspect and we're all going to say things. It's just when you have 3 different styles and 3 different variables, actually I won't say 3 variables, I'll say every variable is being attacked by 3 different styles. There's no way if you go into this program and you give it dedication and take the advice, I really don't see how you can fail. Yeah. It's impossible.
And this is something I don't think anybody has ever done. I mean, attacking from all different angles. Because, usually you'll get one or the other. You'll get a fitness coach that has nutritional knowledge and they'll give you a plan and a routine and they'll tell you, okay, you can do it, push yourself, blah, blah, blah. And they hype you up. And then you follow that for a while and then you just go off the beaten path and you discover that you're not following what that fitness trainer told you to follow or coached you to follow. So you're getting a very comprehensive package. You're getting someone who's extremely experienced coaching performers, competitive. What's the word I'm looking for? People that are going into competitions, regular fitness training, massive amount of nutritional knowledge, and that mental toughness aspect. That's Jed. Dibs, you got the hard ass in a good way. He's the hard ass, but he's really good at what he does. He's an amazing coach. I've worked with him. I'm actually still working with him. And he knows exactly where to target specific areas to get you to where you want to be and where you need to be. And then you have me. Now I come in and a lot of people may ask, why NLP? In fact, what is NLP? There's that question that I get a lot. And I'm sure you've gotten that a lot. It's like, what the fuck is NLP? And I'll tell you, I'll give you a little bit of background into what NLP is. I don't want to go into too much detail because I've already covered this in a previous episode. You can go check that out. I think it's in one of the earlier episodes where I expand in detail what NLP is. But for the people that are just coming on this show, let me tell you what NLP is. NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. In layman's terms, neuro, brain, linguistic, language programming. Essentially, what you're doing is you're programming the brain to think and behave differently. That's all it is. There's nothing scary about it because you're doing it for a positive outcome, right? It's for positive growth. Now, when I say positive, I'm not talking about the happy-go-lucky, hippy-dippy stuff. I'm talking about growth that you want to see happen, tangible growth that you can know and measure and say, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. You're getting the solution to the problem. You're not getting a problem to the problem because a lot of coaches, and I'm not trying to bash other coaches, but essentially what they'll do is they only do one half of what can be a potentially full-blown package. So when they do that one half, that's only one half of the problem. The other half hasn't been tackled yet. So guess what happens? The other half starts becoming bigger and bigger. When that happens, you're going to add to the problem. So it's problem upon problem. But in this case, you're getting the solution. I mean, there's no better deal than that, I would say.
We've been doing this for many years in our selected field. So I think a lot of the coaching, the other half, comes from experience. So you get a new coach or new trainer that's just gotten out of school or gotten their degree. and they're gonna, the only influence they have is the corporate influence, because even myself, I had to get into somewhere that could feed me clients until I learned how to get my own. And so you don't know how to really sell yourself. So you listen to what other people tell you. And that's not always a good thing, but at least in my experience, me doing it that way, I learned what not to do. Mm-hmm. And, but you'll have these guys that'll pat you on the back and pat your hand when really you need a kick in the ass. Yeah. And it takes a while to grow a pair, to do that, to risk, because there is a risk to it. And because some people can't take that message. But I learned that when I dropped that corporate front, and I started being myself, not only did I get more people, but I got more people that meshed well with me, because I don't see, because I get along with everybody. What I mean by meshing well with me is people that are most of the time 100% ready to go. Because when you get to know me and you see the other content I put out, you're like, okay, I better not go to this guy until I'm ready, because he's not going to bullshit me. Mm-hmm. So just because of that aspect alone, most of the people I get end up staying with me for years. Even if they reach their goal, they still stay with me, because there's that relationship and there's that, okay, well, he got me here, so where else can I go? Yeah. You know? So there's, you're not going to get, we've been in this game long enough to, you're not going to get the generic, make you feel good pal. But you're going to feel good when you get your results. You're going to feel good when you grow as a person. That's what makes you feel good. And we've been in this long enough to where we're going to know what to say, know what to tell you. We're going to be real with you. So you guys, there's going to be some things triggered, some points pressed, but those are things that need to happen. Right. And I mean, we've been through it. I've had people tell me shit, did not want to hear, that fucking hurt. But I turned around and I got my ass into gear after I heard it, after I heard it. And that's the important thing. That's the part that matters, is that now we've identified the problem. Yes, you face it. Yes, it's painful, but now we're fixing it.
Yeah, we're fixing it. And I'll tell this to all of the potential clients out there. This is what I have to offer. I'm not trying to compare my personal history with anybody else's. It's not my place to do so. But what I can tell you is that I can relate to every possible issue that could be bugging you. You name it, I have probably experienced it. And I'm not kidding you with that. I'm not making that claim lightly. In all of my, so I'm not going to reveal my age, but in all of my years in existence, I have gone through quite a bit. I mean, you're talking, and I'm bringing this up again, 20 years of depression, addictions, bad dirty habits, accidents, injuries, you name it. I've gone through shit after shit after shit to get to where I am right now, which is why I'm able to talk to all of you, right? So what, like Jed said, we have the experience. We have the living, breathing experience of what life can do and how you can take charge of that life and how you can master it and take the reins and really get the best out of what we have to offer. What do you think about that, Jed?
Yeah. It's definitely, I like what we've got going. It's definitely a good product. It's just, I always say product. I mean, it's a bad way of wording it, but it's just a good platform for people. But like I said, it's going to be real. It's going to, it's good. You're going to have to, there's some of you out there that could have been to your goal, but there's some issue you just unwilling to face. And that's the stuff that we're going to help you with. But, yeah, and we like you said, we've all been doing this for a long time. We've all had the experience. We've been 90 to 95% of the people I've trained, I've been where they're at. And they don't know that until I start saying things about how they need to conquer their problems. And it's in a way to really like, fuck this guy. Okay, he's not bullshit. He's actually been there, because he would have known to say it just like that. Mm. So it's I think that's one of the big things about this program is our experience and us being in their shoes. And, I don't see, the only reason it wouldn't work for you is if you're just not willing to face it and you just, because there are some people out there that literally hire a trainer just to tell people they have a trainer. Right. And just to feel good about themselves. Yeah. Like, well, but at the same time, number one, you're hurting the credibility of that trainer, because now you're telling everybody you hired him and you're not doing shit he's telling you to do, and you look like crap. And it's just, you're just wasting your money. It's like, well, I mean, I want to say I understand why people do it, but I really don't. It's just, it's almost like a status thing for some people. It's like, no, dude, you take advantage of that. Like you, like get everything out of it. But I've had people that will hire me and they'll just go say, yeah, I got a trainer. Like, well, why didn't you fucking listen to them? It's just like I said, it's a status thing. It's really weird.
It's a validation thing, right? I mean,
yeah.
We're all creatures of, we're very symbolic and very dependent creatures. Okay. When I say symbolic, it's like we need something to validate some aspect of our life, right? In your case, what you've experienced, they need trainers to validate their life. They just need that dependency to say, okay, I've got a trainer, right? I've got a coach. Yeah, he's coaching me, or he or she is coaching me. Okay, have you done any of the work that they've given you? Nope. I had a client like that, actually. This guy, I'm not going to reveal his name, protect his privacy. He came up to me. He wasn't ready. He just wasn't ready because he says, yeah, I used to have a coach, but I didn't get anything out of it. Well, what kind of exercises were they giving you? She was telling me, to go and just use movie monologues to practice so that you can become more socially articulate and function properly in a social environment, follow characters from a movie, learn how they do body language, blah, blah, blah. And so did you do it? No, but I just thought it was too cheesy. Well, there you go. Right? Now you're coming to me. Who's to say that you're going to follow my exercises that I'm going to give you? Like, give me a reason to work with you. Right? That's the other side of the equation.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Give me a reason to work with you.
Why should I even waste the time to write you a program? Are you going to follow it? Are you going to listen to what I have to tell you? And I think there needs to be, from the trainer aspect, there needs to be some kind of filter with that. There is a pay your dues part where you have to train everybody until you get some status. Like I've been through that. Right. And I've listened to podcasts with other like top notch, like best trainers in the world. And they say the same thing where you have to train everybody. But then there comes to a point to where you can pick and choose because they're all coming after you. So it's like, okay, which one of these people are actually going to listen to me? Right. Because that one that listens gets the results to where their friends come in and their friends come in. Next thing you know, you don't even have to advertise anymore. That's what you want.
I was just going to say, some of the best clients that I've had were the people that actually followed and dedicated themselves to everything that I've taught them. And they've gotten massive success with whatever I've coached them in. Massive. I've had there's testimonials if you go to the website, if you go to www.nlpwarrior.com, that's the website. We'll put the link, Jed, if you can put the link in the description, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
nlpwarrior.com. If you go there, if you go scroll down to the testimonials, look at every one of the testimonials about Jed, about Dibs, and myself. Look at all of them. These are real people. We were not buying these testimonials. We did not copy paste them. These are real people, real solid people that followed everything that we've offered as coaches, and they've gotten results and seen success with their lifestyle, right? And so it's very important to understand you have to be dedicated to the stuff that we as coaches give you, the material, the knowledge, because we're not bringing it out of our ass. We're bringing it to you based on what we've already gone through. Right.
If you guys think the testimonials are false, just go to my website, go to my Instagram, and they're there too. And those people and those testimonials that I've put that I've given you to put on the website are on my IG page, they're on my YouTube videos. So if you do a little digging, you're going to find out we're not full of shit.
Right.
So back to what you said about people buying the program but not listening. It's like I've seen this a lot with people. They'll want to dedicate. They'll take step one and then glorify that step one to where they never take step two.
Yeah.
So I got a trainer. Okay, well, you've done a very small percentage of what's going to take for you to get where you need to go. So shut the fuck up and let's go to step two. Like I have a hard time with, because I don't know, with people that they'll lose a few pounds and they'll be like, oh yeah, you need wellness attention. Like, nah, let's keep going, dude. Like you got in a rhythm right now. Quit telling your friends, don't fucking care. Quit trying to tell your friends on IG. Let's keep going. Like have them be asking you what you did. Quit telling them what you're doing. Have them find you and be like, what did you do? How did you get all that off? That's what you want.
Right.
So going on social media and getting your currency likes and shit and fucking keep working to the point to where they're messaging you, finding out what they did. But they'll, like I said, they'll hire a trainer and they'll go tell everybody. It's like, dude, just, you could have spent all that time trying to tell everybody and posting into buying your fucking groceries and getting ready for Monday. Like, stop. Let's go. Like, I don't like all that. The glorification stuff just because you took one little fraction. Anybody can go put money down on a trainer. All right. Okay. I've said this a bunch. You're in a group of people that are just like fat, out of shape, doing whatever. And you moved into the next level of people who bought a trainer. But what you don't realize, there's a shitload of people in that level too. So let's go to the next level and take step 1 or step 2 and start doing your prep and getting ready to go to the gym and making the time to work out your schedule for gym time and eating your meals. Now you're in another level that has a little bit less people, but you say that like every time you take a step, you're moving to a smaller percentage of people that are elite. But people take that one step and it's like you went from fucking 7th grade to 8th grade and you're going all crazy about it, but you still haven't even gotten to high school yet.
Yeah. It's like buying a new car, right? Like you buy a new car, you want to tell your friends you bought a new car. It's like, yeah, look, I got my Rari outside. You want to go check it out? It's like, I got my coach right now. You want to go, you want to go to my Instagram page, see what my coach is going to do, right? It's like a fucking, again, it goes back to, here's the thing. Find a reason for yourself more than a reason to validate yourself on social media. Find a reason why you want to do what you want to do. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get better with your social environments? Why do you want to get better at public speaking? Why do you want to get better at communication? Why do you want to get better at whatever you do, the competition, right? Find a reason that matters to you because it's your life and it's in your hands to take and master whatever coaching that you enroll in, right? It's not something, go ahead.
Find something that hurts.
Exactly.
Find something that gives you that pit in your stomach that almost brings tears in your eyes where you just can't fucking stand it. And every time you think about quitting, go back to that moment. Where that you saw that one girl walk off with the guy that you didn't get, or you're at a party, you're the only one not being talked to, or that time you were on stage and you fucked up and you got like 4th place, or you got the one place lower that didn't even get a trophy or anything, and all your friends came to watch you and you fucked up and you look like shit. Like those, you need to remember those things. Put them somewhere deep. Don't always have them out, but put them in a box somewhere that you need to open up when you're about to quit. That's what you need to do. And it needs to fucking hurt.
Yep.
And people, I think we are, what's the word? We are molded now to not experience pain, to glorify everything and make everything so positive that we're taking the positive parts out of pain. A lot of things like especially, there's going to be times where you're going to expect us to say one thing and we're going to say the opposite. For example, when, people come in wanting to compete. Let's say we get somebody in here that wants to compete. Okay, cool. Well, when you start that, will I beat a better version of myself? Like, I don't give a fuck. There's still 10 people on stage you got to beat. That's who you're here for. You want to win a war against yourself. Just wake up and eat a little better than yesterday. I don't give a fuck about that. You come up on stage, you're there to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
That's so some of that, I think it was good when it first started, but now it's getting to the point where people are using it as an excuse to not be as good as they can be. Yep. And that's just starting to piss me off a little bit. When people talk about the better version of themselves, or I beat myself from yesterday, like, dude, fuck that, man. You're here to beat other people. It's okay to be I'm not saying be a dick or not have camaraderie with people. I mean, that's all cool. But when you get on that stage or you get on that field, like you are trying to beat their fucking ass. And that's how you need to be. That winning against yourself, you can fucking do that on your own time. Like, all it takes is a small step to be better than you were yesterday. And that's what it takes. I mean, it takes that to get to that point. But when you're talking about getting on stage and stuff, you're not there to beat the self from the last time. You're there to beat those people. It's okay to think like that.
Yeah.
And, shit, I had something else to say. The only person, when it comes to competing, I'm just talking about competitors in particular. When it comes to competing, the only person that should be trying to beat themselves is the winner from last year that's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only person they have to beat.
Yep.
They've already beat all you guys. So they have to make sure that they keep the title for the next year. But all the other guys there should be trying to beat that person.
For sure. And you know what? You want an example? You want a living example of that? Look at Dibs. Guy is a fucking tank. Fucking tank. A guy, he takes a beating, but he fucking gets back out there. From what I've known about Dibs in my year and a half that I've known him, every single time he loses a competition, he fucking gets back up on his feet. I don't know how he does it. It's a mental resilience.
His mentality going into it, like we said this a few episodes ago, when he was going up against some of the top classic physique guys in the world, he didn't come off stage and say, well, I did better than last time, I beat myself. No, he came off stage saying, okay, I stood next to those guys. Now I know what I got to do.
See?
That's how you reframe that thought process to keep yourself going. Because like, let's say somebody came off stage and said, yeah, I did better than last competition. Okay, well, what benchmark do you have for the next time?
Right.
If you already beat yourself, who are you trying to beat next time? Like now, with the mentality Dibs had coming off that stage, he now has this whole set of goals he has to hit for the next competition. He's already set himself up to succeed by thinking that way.
Yeah, he's well on his way to the big O, right?
And that's why this is the stuff we're trying to teach you guys when you come in. It's not just diet plan and training and stuff. It's like, hey, you're thinking like this. You need to fucking switch that shit around and think about it like this, because we got somewhere we got to be in a certain amount of time. And we don't have time for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to flip that and start using the negatives for positives. You can do, there's a lot. I mean, that's one thing. I think ever since I tore my bicep, I think at that moment, I started turning negatives into positives. And I don't do it. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm a lot better than I was. Cause I remember the first time I tore and I was getting ready for a contest. I picked up a cache, my bicep just tore. I mean, I heard it. It was loud. And usually I would have been going to the hospital like, oh, it's over, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, there's a lot of shit I can get caught up on doing while this is healing up. That's the first thing I thought. I actually was texting one of my friends. I told her, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. He was like, nah, this is all good. I got so much shit I got to do. I'm going to be able to get it all done now. It's fine. And that right then I was like, man, I wonder if I thought like that with a lot of other shit. How it would be.
Yeah. I mean, I could relate to that because I had my fucking knee injury. The first thing that got into my mind was, okay, what are the alternatives I can do so that I can still get my workouts the way I want it to be, right? Now that my knees shot up a little, I'm sure there's ways I can still work the same muscle and figure it out, right? And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I said. So now I can't do I can't do leg presses. I can't do squats. I can't do anything that puts pressure on my knee. But I can still do leg extensions. I can still do curls. I can still do my hams. I can still do glute bridges. I can still do a bunch of things that can still target the same areas, the same muscles.
Can you body squat, or does that bother it?
I body squat a little, but I can't really. The max that I can actually bend is probably 30 degrees past the threshold of where you keep your leg at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
That's about it. I can't go beyond that.
Have you tried doing any reverse band work to where the band actually helps you at the bottom and then pulls you up?
No, I haven't looked into bands. That's something I'm going to note down, actually. Yeah, I can look into bands. I actually have a band at home that I haven't used. I should probably use it.
You could tie it to the top of a rack or something and kind of lube it to where you sit in it and squat down. And that way, if something hurts, I mean, it'll pull you back up.
Oh, interesting.
You see what I'm saying? Or like if you're doing squats or leg press, the hack squat, you can do it. But I know when I just recently, because my knees are just now recovering from the contest, because they usually get hurt or they ache a lot when I compete. But I wanted to mess with some heavier weight than usual. So I tied bands to the top of the rack and looped them around the bar so that when I went down, they were actually pulling. So when I came up, they helped me come up.
Oh, the suspension. Right.
Yeah. So it really it's a mental thing for me. So it's like, oh fuck, I've done this weight before.
Yeah.
Well, it felt easy. So then when I start going down in the hole, I won't be afraid to go down there.
I mean, it's a lot better right now. And I'll tell you what happened. So my cartilage is damaged. Okay. My meniscus is also damaged. What happened was my patella hyperextended. So imagine this. I was playing badminton. My left foot landed as I sort of side strapped. I fucking landed right on my left foot. And so my left foot went the way it wasn't supposed to go.
Yeah.
It went the other way. So that just shot massive pain up my leg. I collapsed right away on the floor. I couldn't really do anything. And every time I tried to walk, it would buckle and it would give way and it would sort of kind of try to snap the way that it was trying to go to, right? So I was experiencing a lot of pain, dude. That first time it happened, that first day, I was so shot up. It was so bad. My friend ended up taking me to the sauna to kind of heat it up. I'm like, is this going to help? He's like, yeah, it's going to help. Just try it. You know, put some heat on it. Okay, now jump into the cold pool. Jump into the ice pool. Now come back into the hot sauna and see what happens. I'm like, fuck.
We'll keep you busy.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Before I forget, the other, and I'm surprised we haven't addressed this yet. One of the big things about this program, the way we have it set up, is, and this is a huge problem I see when people start with a trainer or something, is they have to give up certain extracurricular activities that pretty much there's a little part where they have to go off on their own.
Right.
Usually the guys that work well with me are guys that are already kind of introverted and they have friends, but they don't do tons of shit with them. So they have no problem taking time away to do what they need to do. Now with the NLP Warrior, we've already got that taken care of. You're going to be in a group with everybody trying to do the same thing. So you're in the rooms talking to each other, going back and forth, posting. And that way, if there's a common issue, you post it like, you know, we'll give you the diet plans and stuff and you hit us up when things happen. But as far as, hey, man, this tilapia tastes like shit, what do you do? Then you have like 6 guys that just posted how they cook theirs. And now it's in a thread to where everybody in the group can see it. Because somebody might have the same problem, but they don't want to feel like a bitch and say something. But then, oh, shit, I'm not the one with this issue. So that now you have a community of people trying to do the same thing you're doing. So we already take the alone aspect out of it. Because a lot of people have a hard time being alone, especially with social media stuff. We're trained to not be alone.
For sure.
So when people go off, they on their own to do a program, they get influenced a lot by their peers. And sometimes people think if they're alone, they're not as cool as everybody else just because they're off on their own. That's usually not the case. Usually you're trying to do something better. But I will say this, and this is one thing that I've said 1,000 times because I've been through it. There is going to be, when you do this, excluded from the NLP Warrior people, if you're doing this on your own, there's going to be a period where you are alone because you're transitioning to a different lifestyle, even if it's temporary. But what you're going to find out is that if you just buckle down and focus and do what you got to do, you're going to start coming across other people doing the same thing. If you change your environment, you're going to start passing people that are in the same environment. Yeah. If you change your habits, you're going to start coming across other people that have the same habits and your friends are going to change. So yeah, there's a transition period, but then next thing you know, you're with all these people that are doing the same thing. You guys are doing things together. Now you just have this whole new group of people that are supporting what you're trying to do. Your environment has changed and now it's become into an anti-environment, into a pro environment that's trying to help you get to where you want to be. For instance, when I started bodybuilding, I had to stop drinking and doing all this stuff. So those guys are still my friends, and occasionally we'll go do stuff, but it's very rare. But I'm in the gym, I'm a trainer, I'm competing. So now I'm around the same people doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
So now, and we're always helping each other out. So now I've changed my environment. I'm in an environment that supports what I'm trying to do. So NLP Warrior, we already got that set up.
Yeah. We're community driven, essentially. That's the whole driving force behind NLP Warrior, is that it's community driven. That's how we've modeled it as, because we want this to be a community. We understand how much support means to everybody. And that's what this is. This is essentially a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You're getting people that are exactly in the same boat as you. You're getting people that are going to be helping you and lifting you up as you go through the process and the journey with us. You're going to have us as coaches that are going to back you up. Every time you fall, we'll be there to help you pick yourself up. But of course, it boils down to you. You got to understand how to pick yourself up using the material that we give you, right? And then once you understand that, we'll be there on the other side waiting for you to come up, right? So there's this whole platform is totally new. It's never been done before. It's all community driven, and you'll have all different types of support, right? One thing I do want to address though, Jed, and this is something that is very important to me personally too. A lot of people talk about sacrifice. They always say, you know what, if I do this, I'm gonna have to sacrifice certain aspect of my lifestyle. Well, let me put it this way: you're already sacrificing a certain aspect of your lifestyle anyway to begin with. Think about all the social. I'm not bashing social activities. By all means, do them, but by indulging in bad habits like over drinking, heavily smoking, getting into heavy drugs, getting into all kinds of shit just to have a good time, you're already sacrificing your health. You're sacrificing your well-being. You're sacrificing your mental frame. You're sacrificing a whole bunch of other things. Why not go into something which helps you benefit your health and then sacrifice the bad habits?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, it depends on which way you shift the balance. I mean, the current lifestyle you have, you could be possibly sacrificing years of your life, sacrificing a healthy environment. So you could be, you could go as far as to say you're putting yourself around toxic people that are just going to make your life worse because your lifestyle is their lifestyle and all just compounds. And but you could just shift that in the other direction. Yeah, you're sacrificing what you're doing now, but in the long run, what's going to be better? What type of better people are you going to be around? What type of better life are you going to have? It's right. Every super successful person has had to throw life out of balance and be ultimately dedicated to something for a long time. And this is no different. And I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to say you can have everything. You're going to have to give up some stuff, even if it's for a temporary goal, even if you're trying to lose or do one contest just to get the experience, whatever the fuck that means. The only experience you should be wanting is to win. But if that's what you're doing, then for that period of time, you still have to give that stuff up.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I don't understand I don't get that. Like you anytime you shift a goal, you're going to have to give some things up and acquire new things. Now, another good thing about this is there's different levels of how much you want us to work with you.
Yes.
The community aspect, you can go all the way down. We have it set up in different packages and stuff, but it's set up to you can be in the group with everybody, get a little bit of advice or talk to us one-on-one, things like, but then it goes all the way down to getting exclusive. You are now my client. We are working one-on-one. You're still in the group and all that stuff now, but now you've gone a step further and you've acquired one of us to help you personally one-on-one.
Yes.
So there's not a one-size-fits-all thing. I mean, there's some people that just want the environment, community support aspect. There's some people just want a little bit of tips and check and get some guidance. And there's people that want like everything done for them. We've got all that covered.
Yep. Yeah. We've broken it down into 4 very easy to understand packages. You can go onto the website and check it out. All the features are listed there. Essentially, it starts from, it's, in my personal opinion, it's pretty affordable. If you look at the beginner package, or I don't want to call it the beginner package, we call it the bronze package. If you look at it, it gets you in that community, gets you that group support that you want, that environment, that personalized environment where people are there to talk and help you, right? That's the bronze package. And then you have the silver, which is a little bit more in terms of features. You'll get added features. You'll get access to materials. You'll get access to some of the videos that we put out there on the group. And of course, the group is going to be as active as it possibly can be, right? We will be consistently putting content up on that group, right? But of course, it's going to be limited to who can view every single material, depending on the type of package that you choose, right? And then it goes up to gold. That has more features. You can go and take a look at that. The highest tier is the platinum package, which is what Jed was just talking about, right? That's the exclusive VIP package, which gets you one of us to work with you, right? And that's essentially something you're going to probably solidly benefit from because you're getting access to all 3 of us. And you can pick and choose which one who you want to work with, right? We're not products, so which one you want to work with, which robot.
Yeah. And I tell you, I've been in community type groups before about business and other things that I've worked for. And I've definitely not gotten this much for this amount. I've paid more and gotten less. To the point to where I mean, I had people that hit me up when I needed help with stuff and then, but I never had direct one-on-one. This is just your person that's working with just you. I've never gotten that. So I'm looking at these and like I've been programs like this, but for other stuff and not as well put together as ours. So definitely is good for everything we offer. And like I said, the three of us, there's so much knowledge and stuff in there. I mean, the only person that can stop you is you at that point.
Yeah.
So
the only decision maker is you, right?
So so you guys go take a look at that. And like I said, we don't have a specific launch date yet, but it will be soon around the corner. Some of the stuff we're still ironing out, but right now everything's up. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm really excited about it. I know
I'm hyped.
We've got the right group of guys and everything for this. So I mean, this is just the starting point. No, to say like 6 months into it, we come up with another way to make it even better. I mean, it's not, the product is going to evolve as we go on. Just like my training has evolved. The way I used to do it versus the way I do now are completely different, because as I get more experience in working with people online and in person, I found ways to make it, I don't want to say convenient, but more efficient on both sides over experience. And I'm glad I have that experience, because now all the experience we've had individually, we're able to put in this program and get a lot of the bugs worked out initially before we even get it started up, which is a good thing.
It's a good, amazing thing. Jed, do you want to do the audience a favor? Maybe just share your screen and show the website. Why don't we just show the website a little bit and give the audience a tour? What it looks like. Yeah, let's do that.
Do that right.
This is exciting, people.
So,
yes, if you go, so if you go right on that page, the first thing you'll see a video featuring Jed, and it just gives you a brief introduction on what NLP Warrior is.
Oh gosh, that's loud.
It's loud.
Yeah,
it's all right. If you go further down, it will just give you a little idea about what NLP actually is and why you should make that decision for yourself. And then you can read a little bit about us, right? All three of us. There's Dibs. And this is where you actually begin the journey. So start here. So you see, we've lined things up pretty well here. You've got bronze, which starts off at 125 USD a month. What you'll get is access to the Facebook group, weekly material assignments, exercises, Q&A answered by any one of the three coaches, that's us, access to the community and other members. So it's pretty solid package if you just want to start and see, get a feel for things and see how we work as a team. Silver will get you a little bit more. So what that will get you is, of course, again, the same features as the bronze, access to the Facebook group, weekly materials, Q&A, access to community. Plus, in addition to that, you're going to get 20 minutes, okay, to talk to any one of us of your choosing per week, okay? That can also be a group call. That can be a conference call. A bunch of you have very similar questions. We'll kind of gather them up and we'll do a 20-minute call. These are for people that are in the silver tier package, okay? Plus, you'll get 10% off of all of the seminars that we do. And believe me, when we say this, we're going to do a whole bunch of seminars, all right? Because this is something that we want to give as value to everybody out there, all right? Now, with this package, it's 160 USD a month, but it has to be a 3-month commitment. Jed, you want to talk a little bit about that?
About the commitment or the package?
About that commitment, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 3 months. So it's going to be, like for this one, be 160 a month. There'll be, at some point, there'll be some sort of contract something you have to sign to guarantee that you're paying us for the 3 months. That's it. Exactly. So if you do that, and it's at some point it'll be EFT. So it'll be set up, agreed on both parties on when to be taken out of your account and everything. So
yeah.
Now with the phone calls, if it's done in conference fashion, like let's say I think one of the ways we talked about it is each of us would have 2 opportunities where we have the conference calls because of time zones, because we're gonna have people from all over this. We have to take time zones into it. So like let's say I'm doing one of my two calls that week, and there happens to be like freaking 20 people in there because they're all in. Of course, it's going to go a little longer. Like I get that. I mean, I don't know. Now, I know some of this is going to be a little individualized, but for me, if I saw that there's a lot of people in there, I mean, I'm going to give everybody their time. That's fine.
Right.
The reason we're doing it like that, guys, is because let's say there's like 150 members in silver, and like 50 of them want to talk to Akira, and he has to call every one of them for 20 minutes for the week. Like, that's going to take up a lot of time. That's going to take time away from the other stuff we should be doing in this program. So if we set it up conference style, and we'll set it the way is because it's going to be done in Facebook or whatever platform we move to, that'll be similar. The dates will be up there. The links will be up there. So you guys just say, I want this one. Then we click the link when the starting time comes up a few days later, and it all pops up. So it's going to be very organized. Yeah. But I mean, when we're in that, if I'm set up a 20-minute phone call, and not to try to ruin it for the other guys, but if I'm in there, honestly, and somebody's going off on a tangent that we all need to look into, we're going to go into it. Like, that's fine. I mean, you guys are going to realize once you get me personally started with this, you're going to understand, like, this is not really a job for me. It's like what I love to do. So I'll sit there and I will go, and we'll figure stuff out however long it takes, and I'll give everybody their time. So this is so that's what those calls are going to be.
Yep.
So they're so that's every week we'll do that. And for me, if you guys want to talk about whatever or troubleshoot where you're at or whatever, we'll more than happily do that. And also for those of you that are kind of bitching, it's going to be a conference thing. Think about it like this, because I think this is the biggest positive from doing it that way. There's a lot of times some of you guys have the same shit going on. So if one guy's in there and he's telling me what's going on, we're troubleshooting, I guarantee one or two of you are already taking notes because you're going through the same thing, or it's something that you're afraid to talk about, but this guy isn't. So he brings it up and I talk to him. If I find out 5 of you guys have the same issue, we're knocking it all out right there. So with this type of phone call thing, I think it is more beneficial to do it group style for those. So that way, out of the 100, 200, however many we have initially starting up, we know, okay, 20 of you want to talk to Hodge for this day of the week. Then we go ahead and knock it out. That way everybody's issues get knocked out. Now, if there's something a little bit more personal after that call, then maybe we can set something up. I think a lot of it in the group fashion is the smartest way to do it, because we get like the whole 10 birds with one stone type deal.
Yeah, it avoids redundancy, right? We want to avoid that as much as possible, right? And so the other two packages, Jed, if you want to cover those two packages, the gold and platinum, just very briefly.
They're just, of course, every package has a little bit more. The gold, the calls are going to be up to an hour. You get the 20% off seminars and promo events. So the group coaching in there too for mental, physical development. The platinum, it goes up 25%, one free seminar a year. So it has to be used within that year. So at all the seminars we have, because if you guys are in bronze and a seminar pops up, it's going to cost, you have to pay to get in that seminar. But if you're already in these higher up packages, you get those for free. So you can pretty much look at it as it's a package with it included in there.
Right.
2 personalized one-on-one coaching sessions. And like you say, guys, like Akira said, this is still in its infancy. So this stuff is going to evolve over time. But right now, this is where we're at.
Right.
So by the time we start, this could be different. By the time we get this started, some of this could be changed. But we're just showing you guys what's going on, because we want you guys to know we're not just talking shit. We have things set up, and we have a lot of it set up, and it's about ready to go. We're just working out the little kinks until we get it started up. But to show you guys that we have a program, that this NLP thing is going somewhere, we'll bring this up and we're talking about it, let you guys know what it is. So, because we know we do get listener stuff on there, there's going to be people interested in this. So right now, this is where everything is at. And so every package, you get a little bit more. And then there'll be the opportunity of actually hiring us for one-on-one stuff. So I already have tons of experience with training people online. Akira, you do that too, right?
Yeah, I'm mostly online. It's mostly on Zoom.
Yeah. And Divs has done some of this stuff. So we all have experience training people. If you ever choose to go off with one of us to get us personally, you're still going to get all the group stuff and everything to everybody else. But then there's going to be your whole programs. Everything's going to be done by one of us. Pretty much what I do for online people now as a trainer. And so that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So one thing I want to mention, I am open to in-person, as long as you're obviously within the range of the city that I live in. If you're in Toronto, if you're in the greater Toronto area, hit me up if you want personalized coaching, right? But otherwise, I'm available online on the virtual platform. Zoom, Skype, whatever you use, right?
Yeah, I train people, and of course, I mean that's what I do for a living. So, in my Facebook group I have for my clients, the online and the in-person people are all together. Because sometimes I have messages out that are for both of them. So when I do the videos and stuff and explain it, it's for everybody. Yeah. So it could be because everybody has the same online template. So they all have their share folders, their diets, everything in them, the online and the in-person. I do their diets all the same to the same platform. And it's in a way to where only me and them can see their stuff and I can correct stuff. So sometimes but everybody has the same template of documents. It's just their diets and stuff are different. So sometimes I have to go, okay, everybody's forgetting to fill out this form every week to tell me what's going on. So if I go in there and do a video and be like, guys, what the fuck? You need to fill this out every Saturday. Now they all know. I don't have to call each online in different time zone and each person individually.
They know right off the bat.
Yeah. So that's why I put them together. And a lot of them have similar workouts and stuff. So there's benefits to that. It's just, some people come see me in person, some people don't. It's just the difference. Yeah. So, and this NLP Warrior stuff, I make it work the same way for, like you said, working with Akira in person or with me in person. And then you pay the fee to get into the group and get that on top of it. You're getting the same as the online people, except you're actually paying to get us trained in person too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's all to do, right?
This thing can be very hybrid. It could go a lot of directions. But like I said, what we were just doing is showing you guys, hey, this is a real thing. We're not just talking shit. It's almost set up and we are like right there to flipping the switch and get it going. It's just a matter of what other bugs we have to work out and when is the best time to start this. So if you guys are already interested, hit us up and let's get talking. So that would give us an idea of, hey, man, we need to get this going because there's people waiting already. That would be a good thing to do. So, always. Oh, and I think if you look on the descriptions of our podcast, especially the audio ones, all of our contact info is there. So you can contact any one of us or go to the NLP website. It's all there. You got anything else, Akira? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. I think we've covered all bases.
All right, guys, you have any questions, type in the comments or hit us up directly. I'll put our contact info in the description here and be on the lookout. Go check out the website. Let us know what you think. And we'll be getting this started really soon. Akira, man, I'll see you next Saturday.
For sure. Hit us up, guys. Cheers.